Yeah, kid. Normally we probably would wait for some more people to come in, like our channel was popping. You know that shit where people be like, why your shit ain't pop off, or what's going on? You still doing woo woo? I'm like, did you share my shit? Know what I mean? GS Junior, what's the word? We ain't waiting for nobody. I know how we do. I can talk to myself if I want to. Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes go. She like, ooh la la, they go, ooh la la, hey, ooh la la, on a Friday night, as we always do. Ooh la la, ooh la la, let's go, ooh la la, let's go, ooh la la. Listen, looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Over here on my side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you jump off the page and usher to the left, you 2-step to the right, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We is in the end game. Shout out to Dino for always bringing me something to drink on Friday nights and shit. It's my Italian old school guy. Shout out to Dino. But we in the end game because it is Friday. Best day. Blessed day, as I like to plainly say on the channel. Or just in real life, I say it. If you know me, then you know. And I say that for a plethora of reasons. One being, a lot of people get paid on Friday. A lot of people is off on the weekend, even though some people do work on the weekend, and you might be one of them that got to get up tomorrow. So you're like, yo, Lee, you are an hour and 15 minutes late. Normally I do the show at 10 o'clock. Today was a busy day. Today was a trying day. Today was just, one of them days. It was a lovely day, though, because we woke up all, fingers intact, eyesight intact. We could speak, limbs is good. So, any day above ground, although some days may be more challenging than others, it's still a blessing. So we should be grateful. We should be appreciative. We should be thankful. And I am. But for some reason, I guess that's just the way of society and how society is built, or how we currently moving. But Friday, a lot of people got more energy. They just feel better. Like I said, whether they got to work tomorrow or not, you just got more energy. You got more oomph. And you give this speech with vigor. Pass the wine cooler, you big black nigga, like you jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Or some LL, getting that Cool Mo D type shit. You jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Friday is just a day you got more vigor. And you may give this speech with a little more vigor. Also, for me, in addition to that, getting paid on Friday, for a lot of people, it's Juma. That's where we go here, the good word. Creamer, what's the word? How you doing, sis? You all right? Hope everything good with you. Friday is Jumu'ah. For those that don't know, if you don't know the terminology, it's pretty much just church for like Christians on Friday for the brothers that follow the Islamic faith. And, although I'm not perfect, and no aspect of life, I don't think nobody is, although we strive to be better. I strive to be better. And, following the faith that I follow, it has made me better. Stopped me from going over a lot of niggas' heads. Like Hov said, it's hard not to kill niggas. It's like a full-time job not to kill niggas. Or just to be from where we from, you can find yourself being overwhelmed. That's the word I guess we want to use, in your week-to-week life. You know what I'm saying? It's a TikTok, not a TikTok, it's an Instagram post going around. I don't know the brother name, but he got the full beard, which I never could grow. You know what I mean? I got some gray hairs. He got the full beard with the gray hairs. Dark-skinned brother. He was on the Tammy show. I don't know her last name, but the Tammy show, the black sister with the short haircut. You know what I'm saying? And he on there talking about toxic masculinity. He got Jalen Rose with him. Shout outs to Jalen. You know what I mean? I fuck with Jalen Rose. You know what I mean? Before and after they fired him from ESPN. And his daughter out here talking crazy, shit crazy, which we will be addressing on the first topic. We just opening up. Thank you for rocking with me. I appreciate you, right? Hit the like button before you leave. And anyway, the post of the brother was pretty much just talking about, how men is, more likely to commit, it's a suicide, like serial killer. And I said, damn, I didn't know that. I didn't fact check it. I don't know if it's true or not. But I believe the brother. I don't think he misleading us, getting on, national TV, telling us some shit he ain't, fact check. Sitting there with Jalen Rose and what have you. And he like, women, 9 times out of 10, which that's batting 90%. And when you look at the Major League Baseball, quick side note, just to point, to drive my point home, as far as 90%, that's 9 out of 10. 10 being 100% for those that did good in math, right? And I just know how to count. 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? In baseball, somebody that's doing well is batting 330, 420, 405. High fours is a lot in baseball. That means every 10 times you get up at bat, you hitting it at least 4 times. So, you making contact with the ball. So anyway, he like women is 9 times out of 10 more likely to live on what age he said. I don't want to cap. I don't really remember, and I don't have the clip. To live longer than men. And I said, damn, I wonder why is that? I'm Generation X. I have no hang-ups about my age, who I am, my life, stuff that, we've been through, we talk about, and we talk about it openly, full transparency, and shit that I don't, we just 52 block it and we go to the next. But I say, damn, I wonder if that's people in my era, or is that new niggas, like you new niggas, y'all some new niggas, and I'm being funny, that's a Rick Ross reference, as far as people having anxiety, people being depressed. And I'm assuming that's men and women, but I'm keeping it on the men to say, as the weeks go by, week to week, Juma services for me, although I'm not perfect, it just helped me get a little more ammunition to be able to deal with the rest of the days. Whatever you do, whether it's meditation, whether it's reading, praying, whatever it is, if it's working for you, then work it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're working it so that you can, avoid the bullshit. A lot of times there'll be a lot of posters, channels that I follow on social media, be like, disappear for 30 days, come back better than ever. You know what I mean? So you always should be working on your mental, trying to get better, learning some new shit, investing in yourself, spirituality, which a lot of people, I just think they don't believe. That's why the churches is kind of done and etc. But anyway, we in the end game. Because Shannon Sharp, which is trending right now, and he been trending for the last 2-3 days. I did a video about him. I did a video about the topic. However, more news is coming out. In addition to him stepping away from ESPN, or they telling him like, listen, on the bat line, Listen, you're doing way too much. From That's My Michelle to woo 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 and we gonna need you to fall back. And he was, he wasn't full time. He was, part time, I guess you could say, popping up with Stephen A. Smith, etc. But in addition to the post that he put on his page about him stepping away till preseason NFL and the draft is tonight, as last I checked, Shadori Sanders ain't get drafted in not one, not two, not three. Shit, tomorrow was the 4th round. And real quickly, I'll get into the draft afterwards. But I'm just saying he ain't get drafted yet. The draft is tonight. A lot of people was checking that out for those that really care. I don't really follow college football like that, so I don't really know who the players are, literally. I'm just happy for brothers able to break the generational curse. But anyway, he didn't get drafted yet. So when you see Shannon say I'm stepping away, is that ESPN pushing him away? Is they like, yo, you bringing too much negative publicity? And some people say that good publicity or bad publicity is still good publicity because that gets the people going. It gets the people talking on some Kanye and Hov shit. Anyway, since then, which I believe was yesterday or the day before, a whole nother woman, came out and saying, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, he aping you, raking you on some LoX shit, the first album. Oh, we're going to get you the Honda Civic, you know what I mean? We're going to get you the Honda Civic, and we're going to put the 20s on the motherfucking jump off, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to that real quick. I ain't hear that one in a long time, you know what I mean? Where that one at? Skip. Man, what the fuck that one is in? We'll be taking you. No, it's on the first album, but in any event, I'm like, all right, cool. It's one woman came out, the young girl, 19. A lot of people had shit to say, good, bad, negative, indifference. Cool. Me personally, I don't think he did anything inappropriate. Obviously, you got the moral aspect of him being in his 50s, her being 19 or even 18 at the time, right? Let's say for argument's sake, let's get this out the way. She was 18 and he in his 50s. Look a little nasty, look a little nasty, but if you're not caught in your feelings or you ain't coming from a moral high ground, or maybe you are, and I'm not mad at you if you are. If you consistent with that on all topics, cool, I'm not mad at you. But I will say, we Google right now, Pornhub or LobsterTube or whatever you get your fix from, right? I mean, like, whatever you get your fix from. We could type in barely legal, and that would be women who are 18, but they just turned 18. So say you were 17 tonight. You 17 today, the 25th. It's 11:26 for people that's watching. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling, right? That's the slogan. But at 12:01, you're gonna be 18. At 12:01 legally, right? I mean, 31 states. I guess the consenting age is 16. I heard that somewhere. I didn't fact check it. I don't know if it's true. That's nasty work if you're a grown man or you're a grown woman, and I guess the same thing plays for a young boy at that age. But we see teachers, men and women, do the unthinkable. Fucking these little young niggas are letting these young niggas pop them off. Cause we know women like, yo, I'm gonna fuck you and all that, but we know that we do the sticking. That's the reality. We got the piece that's the hardware that's outside, that hangs in lows and, shit like that. And like Bernie Mac said, if I pull my shit off, this whole room would get like, so, they got the inside, we got the inside, so never really they fucking you. You know what I mean? You fucking them. Just to be clear with the terminology. We see young, teachers let young brothers pop them. We see older men pop young women. You know what I mean? And I mean young in that age, 17, 18, 19, which is crazy, right? For those that's on the moral high ground, fine, cool. But again, it is a little area in America, and this is America. Don't catch you slipping. You know what I'm going to say. Don't catch you trip. Police be tripping up. where, again, at 12:01, 12:02, you legally 18, you can vote now, you can drive now, you can drive at 16, but you can't vote, but you can be the queen of gag queens. Like, you could have a whole production waiting at 18, 12:05. Listen, I'm 17 now, but this is if you want to do it, and we know plenty of women want to do it. Whether you agree, whether you watch porn, whether you don't, whether you ain't even know that was a category of gag queens, right, and barely legal. I do. I did time. Listen, magazines, whatever. Listen, I know, right? Cool. You ain't know. I'm telling you. 12:05, you got a whole production. They waiting for you. When you walk in the room, you know, you sign your little NDA or whatever you sign as a porn star. I don't know, because I never was a porn star in the real life. In the fake life, or just, you know, off the cameras, I think I'm a porn star like everybody else, and Scorpios, we the best. You know what I'm saying, right? And I never had no issues. So, boom, you get to go to this big production, lights, camera, action, on some, you know, some Mr. Cheek shit, lights, camera, action, like, you know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite throwback songs, because it's old now. Lights, camera, action. I'm singing, sorry, Miss Jackson, huh? What? So at 12:05, when you legally 18, you can have 5 guys waiting for you. You can have niggas ready to pop off, and you could be ready to do a whole scene with 3, 4, 5 guys. Like 5 guys, like the meal. You about to go get a burger and some salt fries. You about to have a whole production done on you at 18. But you can't vote. Yeah, you got to be 21 or whatever. No, you can vote, but you got to be 21 to legally drink, and, you know, that type of shit. What up, my guy? Cuzzo in the building. So I'm just saying, damn, okay, cool. You could do that, but you can't fuck with a one man. You know what I mean? Because when you do porn, obviously a lot of men are looking at you. They, you know, they masturbate and then listen. They're doing what they're doing, right? A lot of the socially awkward individuals, people that don't get no buns, and people that do, that's just addicted to seeing tender buns, back shots, whatever category you want. You want Indian, you want Arab, oh, you Arab, and you a Muslim now. You want to see how the Arab women do it, and I'm not saying this is what they do with the, you know, with the stuff on, but unfortunately, it is categories for that. When you could type in Arab Muslim woman getting popped, and you will see a woman, you know, like Mia Khalifa, right, have the hijab on, getting popped from the back. And if that's what you never seen before, or that's what you subscribe to, that's what you're going to look at. And you may look at a few more videos like, damn, this bitch taking it from the back with the hijab on. She got the big old fatto, and like Kanye said, she got that ass. I got to look sorry. So I just wanted to point that out for the people that's like, you know, she was young. He was preying on her. He was, you know, grooming her. And then, you know, like I said, I did a video on this, but I'm talking about it now because it's still trending and it's spinning in the clip. And also, you know, another woman came out accusing him. You know, you got the Tony Bigsby, whatever the fuck is Bugsby, you know, whatever his name is, scumbag, scum of the earth, you know, trying to take him down, take his 50 million and get his money and see what we could get from the, you know what I mean, that ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. I just want to just address it briefly. I did a video. I won't be talking about this too much more, I don't think, in the future, unless some other shit really come out. But as far as the youngness, if you watch porn, right, and I'm not knocking you if you do. If you do, that's fine. A lot of us do, right? A lot of us have partaken in the fuckery, you know, we wallow in the, you know, the low vibration type of shit. Especially if you know, you ain't getting no buns, you're not used to talking to no women, you know, you socially awkward, or you in a relationship with, you know, you living with somebody, they not fulfilling your sexual needs, so you know, you just got to get off. And like DMX, who was full transparent, you know, full transparency. That's why I fuck with the dog. Like, dog, that's my man's in it. Like, these niggas are saying they gonna be running the industry. Like, dog, that's my man's in them. I'm being funny, but I'm not. That's my man's in them. A lot of people love DMX because he was full of, you know, he was fully transparent. so you can see through the window of his flaws, his good attributes, the good and the bad. And I think I'm like that too. Like, I'm gonna say what it is if I want to talk about it on the channel. And I remember a clip of him being on Hot 97. He like, yo, just pop one off real quick. You know what I mean? Go outside or go in the bathroom, get one off real quick. Talking about masturbation. And DMX, who talking about Keisha, Felicia, Brenda, Renee. Saying like, what these bitches want from a nigga. That nigga who get all of the bitches. Whether he was a crackhead or, he had, battles with drugs and what have you. He was that guy on a lot of levels. And like you said, been a lot of places that you niggas won't see. Been do a lot of things that you niggas won't. That's why I'm at a level that you niggas won't be on that Swiss Beats song. You know what I mean? On the Swiss Beats where you're like, yo, you taking a nigga back to some robot shit. You know what I mean? Where the beat is like real robotic or some old school shit and he killing it, right? Anyway, for the people that does that on a regular basis, if you like that and you don't care what you looking at, then you can't have a high moral ground on him being with a younger woman. So I just wanted to address that. Whether you got daughters, I know people that got daughters, I got nieces, I got little cousins that's, of age, 17, 19, 18, etc. Some with kids, you can have kids, 17, 16, even though, you be like, damn. But what is it, teen pregnancy? You got a lot of kids, a lot of kids, yeah. I'm saying women, but kids, they can have babies. Men can't have babies. No matter how much testosterone, no matter how much hormonal shit you put in your body, you're never going to be able to birth no child. Cool. For the ladies, and where the ladies at? Where the young women at, right? You can have a child at 16, and you get your period at 9, at 10 and 11. So you can birth a whole nother human being, but it's looked at funny style when the guy is older. Marcus Houston, 18, I think she was 18, 19. And, side note, this wasn't a topic, but she left him. Now she in the streets doing what she want to do, and she out there, according to the little videos and clips that I've seen. But if you are on the moral high ground, what do you think of porn and women that's gay queens at 18, 19? What do you think of that? If you think that's cool, then if millions of people could possibly see you for doing one scene and you only getting, let's say 3,000, I'm familiar with some of the porn women. I met some of them out in the strip clubs, the Jada Fires, the Cherokees, and a couple of these chicks that's from my era, or we come up off of them looking at their content. You meet them in the real life and they just regular people, but they porn stars and you beat them, right? And I met a few of them. And if that's cool with you, then can't be mad at him or her for fucking with him. Both consent. Now, the other thing, before I just get into this last thing on this topic, because I did a video on it, you could go see my other video, right? Her saying that she didn't know who he was. Come on, guys, fellas, if you in the gym like me, I'm not in the gym all the time. In fact, I ain't been in the gym since what? Maybe March 29th or 20th. I had a little, last time I was in there, I injured my back, right? So I haven't been there and shit. Went to the Mercy April 2nd for transparency. Like, yo, you need to chill. Just chill out. You're doing too much. So I've been chilling, right? So I haven't been. But if you go to the gym, and like me, on a regular basis, when everything is okay to go, you know that I'm in my 40s. I have no problem with saying that, right? No problem at all. Younger women that's in their 20s, 21, 22, whatever, they look at us as old. We older niggas, we older people, right? So some may fuck with you, but most don't, right? They look at you like, fuckers you looking at me for, even though they in there with the stripper outfits, the streetwalker outfits, and we talked about this ad nauseum, as far as the outfits and shit that women be wearing. Cool, you independent, you sexually liberated, you can do what you want. That don't mean you a streetwalker because you dress like a streetwalker, although if we see some people in police uniforms and it's not Halloween, for those that celebrate, I don't. We would assume that they fucking police are. They coming with the badge. That's how some people are able to come in your house, raid your crib. They're like, oh, there was police. They was ICE officers. It's a video right now. ICE knocking on doors, and the guy like, who are you? And woo. If you saying this is trending, this is viral, and he didn't let them in. He like, yo, I got my lawyer. people dress up as ICE, they show the badge, they fucking ICE, right? And then the Tupac, you know, I quote this example a lot for the younger people. If you're not from my era, if you are, then you know. Tupac allegedly, not allegedly, because it happened. He shot 2 police officers. He had the burner. You know what I mean? Woo woo. They didn't identify themselves. He didn't know they was undercovers because they didn't show that they was undercover. So you coming to do something to me, and you know I have a right to carry, and you know, I'm going to defend myself. And if you find out to be police later on, after you get shot in your ass or whatever, now he shot me in the ass, and King Kong ain't got shit on me. You say, well, how was he able to get off? You didn't identify yourself. I didn't know you was police. I'm able to carry, right? I'm able to carry. I shot you in your ass, and that's that. I don't get no jail time, and he didn't get no time for that, if I'm not mistaken, right? So cool, you one of the people that dress how you want, even at the gym, when we working out, getting our shit on. You know that you ain't talking to no older niggas. Especially I look like him, and no shade. I think I'm handsome, but you know I'm not going to judge the next guy. But Big said, right? He was transparent in his rhymes when he like, yo, I'm black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks, and that's the cozy soles on. I do all my shows with my cozy soles on. If you're on YouTube, you can see the ones right there, the number ones, the joiners. I got a plethora of other joints. If you rock with me, you know that's what I got, right? Cozy soles, cozy soles, cozy soles. Quick little plug, because I'm not monetized and I don't got no ads. That's a quick little ad for y'all. If you want to cop, hit me in the back line, hit my email, hit my Instagram, which I'm live on Instagram and I'm live on YouTube, and I'll hook you up with a pair, you know, Marty McFly's, which are my favorite ones. I wear these all the time. Anyway, so, you know, you in the gym and you know that, you know, these joints, they ain't gonna fuck with you. They ain't gonna look at you. They ain't gonna, you know, especially if you look like him maybe with no makeup on, you ain't got your suit on. You know, you got regular gym clothes and y'all see him coming out the car with the man purse or shit that niggas be wearing now. The young niggas, I don't wear it. I'm not a young nigga, but I don't wear it. He older than me, but he hit. He had the little, you know, workout pants on, the jacket at everybody, the shirt, and it was a meme. It's funny, right? You saying she was she was giving him airplay like that, with coming out looking like that with the hip and all that? I don't think so. Not in Vegas, not at the gym. So that's cap to me. That's number one. She's lying to me. I could be wrong, saying she ain't know who he was. You know who he was. He on TV every single day, or you know, Nightcap, the Cat Williams, the Monique, who happen to be prophetic, if you will, like him saying, yo, white women, I'm scared of them. Right? He said that. He said, I'm scared of these bitches because they, you know, you could be King the Conqueror. Y'all see the background again. If you're on YouTube, you know, my background is filled with Marvel things. And we waiting for Thunderbolts to come out. That's going to be one of the joints I go check out, right? Last movie we seen was the Captain America. That's why the shield was there. In the Red Hulk. You know what I mean? Called me $20 for this motherfucker right here. You know what I mean? Red Hulk. I'm a collector. And, cool, you say, all right, you in the gym, you young, you see him, you know who he is. That's just my whole take on that. You know who he is. Indulgence, you know, Indulgence XO. You know who he was. You know who he is. That's why you was able to get him. Because she like, yo, I didn't know who he was, but he was persistent. That's all it took for you, is a little persistence for you to give up the box eventually. So you gave up the box eventually to some old nigga who women look at as like ill, like you ill, you know, you old, and even at my age, and I'm not, no, you know, I'm close to his age, but not really. You know what I mean? I ain't reached the 50 mark, and I ain't doing my big one yet. On some Fever, on some nice shit, like Fever, Wolf out of NYC. This is prophecy. This is meant to be. You know what I mean? Put your glasses up. Represent for me. Represent. On some, nah, I'm not 50 yet. I'm not 51 yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. But he is already 50. He already represented and hit the fever. And I hope all my niggas hit the fever. Hope everybody hit the fever at least. You know, say you did some shit in your life, whether you been to prison and all like me, and then you get to come home later and travel, or you never did none of that yet. You almost 50, but you ain't do shit yet. We hope you live to 50 at least. We don't get killed like Karan and the other little the young girl that got killed on live with the burner. You know what I mean? She killed her cousin first. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Killed her cousin first, did a gun drop, bang hit, killed her. You know what I mean? 12, 13, 14 years old. And, you know, we do dumb shit at 14, 15, jump off roofs and jump across roofs thinking you invincible and, you know, Lord bless you to live. Cool. She knew who he was, guys. That's ladies and gentlemen and low life, to quote Slick Rick. She knew who he was. That's why the Texas that he put out is, you know, butt cheeks is 25 grand a pop. You know what I mean? I want you to, you know, put the big back baby in me, and King Kong ain't got shit on me. You want the big black King Kong. And, you know, lastly, I'll end with this, even though it's another woman coming out. I don't know about that situation. I don't know about it. We're going to watch how it unfolds. But for the black sisters, right? It's just for y'all. Because y'all don't stand on business to me. If you stand on business, meaning like your stance is certified, solidified, as we say in the streets, like I'm certified, I'm solidified, nigga. I ain't gotta do nothing to prove to you niggas anything. And I'm glad I'm at that age, that mindset. And I don't gotta prove to no young niggas or no older niggas. You know what I mean? I don't gotta prove shit to nobody. No more. But I will if push comes to shove. And that's the worst case scenario. We not even trying to vibe off those vibrations. We trying to, you know, do what we do. But anyway, I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. But the thing is this, right? If you do got to prove something to somebody, who are you proving it to? Right? You him. You rocking with her. Far as the sister saying, you know, she was a white woman. So if you play in the snow, I've been saying that a lot. When everybody want to play in the snow until a blizzard come. And in my lifetime, in my 40s, I only been skiing 2 times. Had blast both times, right? Bust my ass the first time, etc. Out there in the Poconos, etc. You know what I mean? With my aunt and Keita, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Funeral May 5th for those that's, you know, that you on. If you on Instagram, maybe not YouTube. We don't get a lot of views on YouTube and shit like that. But if you on Instagram and you know me, you know my family, etc. You know D, Danny, Big Time, Nico. You know, the funeral is May 5th. If you want to come pay your respects, and you know, Tony. How many minutes we into the show? 32 minutes. According to YouTube. Do you ever think about when you out of here? Your record deal, your video out here, your Mercedes Benz, and your days of, you know, doing whatever you do in the world that we call Earth. You out of here. The Most High call you back. So her, you know, her services and funeral, etc. will be on the 5th of May with your Cinco de Mayo. I might put it in the thing, but you can just look on Instagram and you'll see it. I got it posted on there, right? Anyway. The black sisters, my sisters, right? I'm B1 first. I fuck with black first. I'm all the way black first. And I am one of the people that, although people be like, yo, men, as far as these different channels, Red Pill, people that got that mindset, that spit that rhetoric, I'm not none of that. I agree with some, but I'm not on here. I never came on my channel on some Red Pill, this is that, woo, woo, woo. I agree with some things and I disagree with a lot of things, right? I'm not a yes man. With that being said, you hear Red Pill like, yo, you know, black women, they this, they that, they woo woo and and sometimes, yeah, they got a point. Especially if you're from New York, you might run into a Brooklyn chick with some Timbs on, some gold fronts in the mouth, like, what's up, nigga? What is here for? Tap you on the Johnson, that be your manhood, your Bozak, and that's like, you gonna really put it down, or you just talking out here? There's some women that's all the way like that. I don't really subscribe to that. I don't want you, you know, violating me like that, or just, I don't want that energy, but it is some women that's like that. So anyway, my point being, under these posters of Shannon that's spinning on the shade room, spinning, a lot of women like, you play in the snow, you know, you're going to get cold or you're going to get frostbitten. And a lot of comments, a lot of people like these particular comments because it's like you ate, you eat, and you said something slick. And I say, all right, cool, you right. People calling Emmett Till, it should be a documentary on white women and, you know, the history between white women and black men in this country, you know what I mean? And, you know, they like start with Emmett Till, you know, I'm sure it was some other people we just don't know about before Emmett Till. His mom's just made it public with the, the funeral being open to the public, his face being, for us to see. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was her point of doing it. So the public could see what they did to her baby, 14-year-old baby, some white bitch talking about woo, 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 he hollering, he disrespected her by even just talking to her. And then, we know what the white boys, they did him filthy, and he got caught out there, unfortunately, right? And like, yo, it should be a documentary. It should be a study because, you got Jonathan Majors, 81 quiz, what's the word? You got Jonathan Majors. A lot of black brothers, unfortunately, got caught out there. But my thing is, okay, cool. Evil or women doing fuck shit is not exclusive to one race. It's Asian women that do fuck shit. It's Latino women that do fuck shit. It's black women that do fuck shit. So when it's black women, for the people that's black power, even though, Kamala Harris got a whole Jewish white man. Other people got, different races that they fuck with. And it's no issue. Never is no issue. Listen, leave these dusties alone. Shit you see on some of these posts. And some of these niggas is dusty. Let's keep it a buck, right? I mean, how could I do a show with full transparency and, pride myself on telling it like it is, right? And how you need to hear it without sugarcoating it, without saying that some of these niggas ain't some busty, dusty, bum-ass niggas. Some niggas is, right? And they character, and they thinking, and they, they ways and they actions and how they move, how they go through life. They some bum-ass niggas. They some whack-ass niggas. They some clown, fuckboy-ass niggas, as, some women would say. That's true. What do we say about the black women that do the same thing to men? If it was a black woman, what would be the talk? What would we be saying about if it was a black woman that fucked them over? Young, 20, 22, 23, Monique, like, yo, you don't need no 26-year-old. You don't need no 36-year-old. You need a woman in the 40s or, it's going to cook you some smothered turkey wings, go a motherfucking, rub your feet at night. And he got the money that he can have anybody do what he need them to do. That's going to get on his program. And obviously people, when you spinning the clip, unfortunately, like Diddy, like Deshaun Watson, all of a sudden they go from not one, not two, not three, like LeBron James, and they playing tonight. I got Lakers tonight. Let's see what's happening. See what's happening. Boston lost. Tied up, 96, 86, 86. We had the Bucks tonight, real quick. And we're going to get into the NBA talk just at the end of the show. I just wanted to check to see. Still a tie game. But anyway, LeBron James, not one, not two, not three. We see that when Deshaun Watson, allegedly, or what appears to be, not allegedly, what appeared to be when he was at Clemson, college, stand-up, young brother, came into the league, stand-up, got drafted, by the Houston Texans, and Dabo Sweeney, like, yo, he didn't Michael Jordan of this shit. He gonna be Michael Jordan. Put that pressure on him, it ain't turned out nowhere near like Mike, because you ain't win nothing. You ain't even healthy in the last 2 years, a lot of karma, but, allegedly did some massages with some, therapists or whatever. He a football player. He need to, get his body right. And it turned from 1 to 2 to 3 to 5, 20, 30 different women where he had to take pleas and cop out. And, I didn't know who Tony Bugsby was at the time. I know who he is now because Hove exposed him, and it's like, oh, this is the nigga that's, trying to take down black men. But the thing is, no matter how you view, white women, white people, just so we clear, I don't think white people is the devil. They did some devilish shit. They did some foul shit. But so have black people. So have Asian people. So have Latino people. And any people you could think of in the human race. That's why Mike Tyson, on his podcast, I don't even know if he still got the podcast, the weed shit or whatever, he like, yo, this is Tyson. Tyson that convicted of, doing the unthinkable to a woman. You could think he was innocent or not. He was found guilty, just like Pac was found guilty. Give me that 1 to 4, 1.5 to 4.5. You going up north, nigga. You going up north with this on your jacket forever, ever. You can't escape that. Even though people pick and choose who they rock with, right? Cool. Mike Tyson like, yo, anything that you could think of, another human being done did to another human being. And when you look at old times where they put the to steal masses on niggas' faces. Well, I'm saying niggas, but people. Stealing masses on your face, put you on the chill, electrocute you, cut your Johnson off, cut you 1,000 times, drink your blood, eat you, feed you to the lions, feed you to the hyenas, or whatever you could think of. I believe that, you know, people have done it to other human beings. That's just the way of the law. You see, if you watch National Geographics like I do a lot, you can learn a lot, because the Most High say, look at my creation and learn from it. Learn how the bees work together, the ants, the killer ants, the regular ants. Learn how, you know, the bee take the pollen from the flower after he got to go through and go to another, you know, that's how they create more, you know, pollen, etc. So, you know, we can learn if you observe it and you try to learn, right? So I just want to point that out. But anyway, back to black women. Talking about you play in the snow, you're going to get frostbite. But what about if it was a black woman? What's the, if you play in the dark, you go blind or you don't see the light? Like what we gonna say towards that? And if it was an Asian woman or a Latino woman who's, you know, people be like, yo, but you Latino, you African Latino, or you Latino African. However, you know, people be wanting to claim everything black, and even though the Most High says he it was man, and then he scattered like man, you know, through Adam and Eve, countless seeds all over the, you know, the planet. And planet Earth was my place of birth on some Rakim shit. In the ghetto, nobody smiling. Like, so, you know, I don't believe that the white people are the devil. So therefore, you can't mess with no white women. I got family relatives who been married to white women for years, and they good. You know what I mean? They gotta have their ups and downs like everybody else, but they good. They happy. They haven't got divorced. They've been married longer than some of you been friends with your best fucking friend. You know what I'm saying? And your bestie and person you going out drinking and rocking and rolling with. They've been rolling since the 90s, right? The mid-90s. So am I to get on here and be like, yeah, my uncle shouldn't have did no, and say it goes south and they get divorced or whatever, like, yeah, shouldn't have been rocking with her. I love my aunt, right? I love her to death. And I'm going to go all out for her because she with us. So, you know, to say that is, you know, a little racist, and kind of like, you know what I mean, as far as like the 5%ers, you know, who I studied the lessons, the 120. And we ain't going to get off into that. I'm about to get off this topic. But they believe the white man is the devil. That he was crafted by man, you know, Yaku and which is Jacob in the Bible. They were sent to the Caucasus Mountains, and through years of no sun, their skin lost the melanin, and they was crafted and all this. Okay, cool. If you believe that, even as a young man, which I was when I was learning about this stuff at 16, 17, 18, the same age that this young lady is with Shannon, I always said, damn, okay, cool. We was the first ones, which I do believe that, in the Garden of Eden and all that. We created a whole nother man that's dominating us for all these years? Like, what? We ain't figure out how to put this nigga back in the Jack in the Box on some AI shit, on some Terminator shit. Once you create Skynet goes on its own, right? For those that are familiar with the Terminator, the series, the saga. We ain't figure out how to check this nigga yet. They got us in the chokehold. They choking us out, and we ain't do shit yet. But we killing each other, and we got smoke for each other. I kind of don't agree with that, because it make you look kind of weak. It makes us look like, damn, you was the first. You the lad. You gonna be the lad. You the what is it? The omega and the whatever. You know what I mean? For people that be studying, you the first, and you the alpha and the omega, right? I mean the first and the last. But yet the white man has dominated us for all these years, like just dominated, like, you know what I mean, like on all levels, financially, you know, physically, put us in chains, did shit to us. You know, everybody just do shit to us. That make us look kind of weak, and I don't roll around with the inferior complex of these people is better than me. You know what I mean? We all human. We all got blue blood in our veins till you get cut. Then it come out red once the oxygen hit it and all that. I just think you know, sisters they be wishy-washy. when it comes to certain topics and things. Like, if you know, because when Kamala with somebody or anybody else that's with somebody that's white, you know, I'm Serena Williams, you know what I mean, she with a whole billionaire, but he ain't, but you're black, and we 45 minutes into the show, but you're black. He ain't black, he white. He had a whole baby with him. You don't really see men in the comments like really, like, yeah, you know, she with the white guy, and you know, woo, woo. But when it comes to black men that have issues for dealing outside of their race with white women, right? You see the sisters, they come in and they swoop in and they say shit. So I just think that's unfortunate. But let's talk about this other shit though, right? Let's talk about Tracee Ellis Ross, right? TER, she been spinning in the clip lately, and although it's a couple days ago, it's still trending. A lot of people still doing videos about it. I wanted to give my spill on it. I think I got a different take on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people bringing back Kevin Samuels from the dead. Rest in peace, right? The godfather of the internet. I'm being funny, but I'm not. He definitely was like one of the hardest working men on the internet to me. You know what I'm saying? You could agree, you could disagree, you can disagree with his takes and all that. But as far as work ethic and how he was putting it down, he was definitely one of the hardest working men on the internet. That's just my opinion. That's why I fuck with him. In addition to some of the stuff that he said, I thought some of it was harsh too. Just like y'all. I'm like, damn, this nigga really went in on this bitch or this sister or whoever. Like, he went in. He went in on the guys too, but like with the women, I get it. You're going to stick to the formula, and a lot of people are doing that nowadays. This is just a side note. I know we're about to talk about, you know, Tracee Ellis Ross and shit, and her podcast, Sit Down with Michelle Obama. None other than Michelle Obama, who I have respect for. I rock with Michelle Obama, you know, but just so we can, you know, be clear. He went in a lot. He went in a lot. And he was, you know, full transparency. Whether you agree with it or you don't, he spoke his mind, and I can respect that, if nothing else. Even if I disagree with some of it, or even if I thought some of the things that he did was a little suspect. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, being gay, was he not gay, was he bi and all that? No, that was a big thing with men, you know, with women rather, with men, they, you know, that's boisterous or have a platform and people is checking for it. One of the first things that they want to do is, you know, try to knock you down a little bit and say, yo, you gay. Even though on the flip side of that gay coin is a lot of your nephews and little cousins and your sons in them. And if it's cool when they do it, why is it used as an insult or the trump card challenge when, you know, a brother is talking his talk? Just out of curiosity, right? Just out of curiosity. Why is that an issue? Anyway, he brought back from the dead his clip of her, and I don't have none of the clips. I'm just going. Today, we just going. We didn't really get a lot of chance to even do none of that today, but nonetheless, we showed up, and we're going to show out and have a great show. Hit the like button if you didn't already. So the clip of him talking about her, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you know, Tracee, you know, Ellis or whatever, Ross, Diana Ross' daughter, she can't get with no guy her age. And the age that he used, Billy D, what's the word? Thought you was going to get at me earlier, but you didn't. You know what I mean? But anyway, it's all good. Maybe after the show, it's still early. Might pull up on you, come to the BX. Anyway, he like, yo, you know, she got to get a young guy. And then she comes out and says, you know, I gotta, you know, date young guys, you know, younger, and a lot of men were saying like, oh, ladies, y'all, you know, y'all got the double standards, but she never said what age. She never said what age, so we just assume, because it triggered us. I get it, you triggered. We're like, yo, this bitch is 52. She talking about dating young, gorgeous, handsome men. What age are they? Are they 50? Are they 40? Are they 45? Are they 35? Are they 30? Are they 25? On some little Kim shit. Who is on the docket next? She on the docket next, right? Cool. She dating a younger guy. Kevin Samuels was right. Like he called it. He said what it was, and it is what it is. Cool. Why do we care so much as men? I get it. You know, like you want to prove to somebody that you're right. Kevin Samuels, he gone now. Like he was right, kinda. You know, he was on the right path, if nothing else. If you want to be like he ain't all the way correct, cool. He's on the path. You know what I mean? He's on the right path. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like when these women get on here or they say certain things, and I know I be trolling sometimes. You go on Instagram, not on so much on YouTube, but definitely on Instagram. You might see me under a lot of posters putting my spill, saying, you know, my thoughts, whether I'm triggered, I'm not triggered, I got something to say or not. I'm going to say what I got to say, or, you know, what I think is to be true. But sometimes I am just trolling and, you know, trying to get people to think outside the box. Because I do believe that I have critical thinking. I do believe I think outside the box. And although I got my GED and I completed ABE and I know how to count 1, 2, 3, that doesn't make me less educated than somebody that, you know, got a high school diploma, that got a bachelor's, associates, or, you know, any plethora of, you know, degrees, right, from college. That don't make them more intelligent than me, more common sense than me. It doesn't mean any of that. And I would match which with the best of them. The rest of them is like vegetables in my presence. Check it on some whole shit, right? What is it? Razamini, meow, whatever. What's up, my guy? I'm assuming that's a guy. Might be a chick. I can't. If I be fucking the names up sometimes. Y'all know I'm not good with the names. I'm not good with names at all. And I know once my lives start popping, and I get to see who the lives is, I'm who joining the live. I'm gonna be fucking your names up, keeping it a buck. But anyway, just you know, I'm not the most educated, but that doesn't mean I don't got common sense. It doesn't mean that I can't decipher what's the message that's being put out there, what's going on. So I'll just say all that to say, listen, I got my GED. I know how to count 1, 2, 3, and I know how to say ABC. You know what I mean? But women, you know, they come for guys under these various posters, and guys come for women too. Let's just keep it a buck. What my message is, or my spill on Tracy Ellis Ross, that's what we're talking about, and I know it's been spinning in the clip, as I like to say, for a few days now. Who cares if Kevin was right? All right, he right, cool. Some young nigga knocking her down. All right, cool. Some young nigga knocking her down. Just think about that. Some young nigga is knocking Tracy Ellis Ross down, Diana Ross' daughter. Now again, she didn't say what age. She just said young nigga, they handsome, they gorgeous, or whatever she said to Michelle Obama, right? Okay, if they 40, that's younger, because she didn't say no age, and I didn't watch the whole interview. I haven't watched the whole episode of Michelle Obama since she been in these YouTube streets, running through these YouTube platforms, and they should have never let her in. That's my saying. I'm playing when I quote and can, like, I'm here now. They should have never let me in, right? I'm being funny. Since she been on social media, giving her spiel with her brother that look a little, how you doing? You know what I mean? I haven't watched the whole episode, but like y'all see the clips that's spinning. So I seen the clip of Tracy Ellis Ross, and I'm like, oh, she like, yo, I don't want to fuck with the older niggas because they got the older, you know, the toxic masculinity. That's another buzzword for a lot of these channels, talking points, whether it's women or men or what have you. And I say fellas, right? Fellas. Talking to the fellas, right? If you single, you doing what you gotta do. You about your business, right? You about self-improvement. You about getting to the bag, doing what you gotta do, being the best version of yourself. Who cares if some young nigga is knocking her down? You might be the young nigga that's knocking her down. Whether he 25, 35, 45, that's still younger than her. She's 52, probably gonna be 53. I didn't look up her birthday. Who cares? Kevin Samuels was right. Like, yo, ain't it? He like, because a 52-year-old man at this time, and I don't remember when the clip came out, but it's, you know, it's trending now. People bringing him back up from the dead, right? He like, yo, because she wouldn't be with no 52-year-old CEO, business owner, you know, a guy that's got his shit together, that's making over $100 grand, high value. I know y'all get caught up on that. She ain't gonna be with nobody like him because they don't want her. They don't want a woman like her that's, for whatever reason, she got a certain mindset. She's stuck in her ways. A lot of older people, they be stuck in their ways. They don't want to, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. You could try, but the chances are you probably not. Probably not. They stuck in their ways. She rich, like she said. I live a full life. I got a whole schedule. I know who I am. She don't want to be going back and forth with no guy that's a red pill mindset, that's traditional mindset. And she said what she wants. She like, listen, younger guys, they don't really have no hang-ups about, being gay, being, homosexual, what's the buzzwords? Bilinary or bilineary or bilinnial or whatever it is, right? These new words, meaning like, I'm a man, but I could go both ways. I'm a female, but you can't identify me as that because I'm this. Yeah, younger men probably would go for that because that's the era we live in. It's not to say that it's right or wrong. I know my stance. I think men should be with women, women should be with men. And men with men and women with women, I look at that with the side eye. Sorry, I look at that with the side eye. Mr. Uber Eats, what's the word? But she like, yo, younger men, they don't got no pushback on this. And I ain't got time at my big old age at 51, who's a millionaire, been in the public eye since her mom's, was the head singer of the fuck is the head singer of Donna Ross and them? I can't even think of the head singer. I'm good, my brothers. Peace to you. Happy Friday. Appreciate you for tuning in, even if for a little bit. Damn, what's the name of the Diana Ross group? Let's try that real quick. Just for sake of doing this shit. What was the name of Diana Ross group? The Supremes. The Supremes, right? Since she was the head of the Supremes, fucking with Mike and woo, Tracy Ellis Ross, she been in the public eye for years. For years. So I could get it that she like, listen, I don't want to be going back and forth with no old nigga that ain't got more money than me. You know what I mean? Talking about I'm supposed to play one role, he play one role. I get it. But my thing is for the younger people, the men, right? We got to stay out of these comment sections of women with their bullshit, their delusion, if you will. Because if you single, and again, you about your business, you on your purpose, you in the gym, you learning, you reading, you studying new shit, you studying the stock market, you on your vegetable, you on your drinking water, mind your business, you ain't with the fuckery that's going on in the streets. That's buns for you waiting, right? Like, I mean, you could be the young nigga popping her. You ain't got to subscribe to her beliefs. But I just don't really see the point of, like, yo, you're going to be a cat woman. You're going to be, alone and die alone. So fucking what? So what? So what? Why are we hell bent on that under these certain different posters in these viral videos that go viral on the neighborhood, the shade room, etc. Why are we doing that? You single. You get into the bag. You do what you want. You the king of your castle. Humming some Ralph Cramben shit. Do you? Why the fuck you worrying about what she doing? Now I get it. And I said, like, that's why I pointed out that I'll be in some of these comments too sometimes, right? Try to generate some buzz for the channel, if you will, right? Popovich TV. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling, right? Cool. But what's the purpose? To tell a woman, yo, you're going to be a cat lady. You might could be digging out the cat lady. Cat lady still want relations. I seen a video on TikTok. She got a lot of followers. And I say a lot of followers, I'm going to say 80 to 100,000 followers. It seems like everybody got a lot of followers in today's time, right? Everybody got a lot of fucking followers. But with that being said, she got a lot of followers. Her content is kind of like based off on, playing the role of a cat woman, of a woman who's going to be by herself. And every now and then she take different comments, and she make videos about it. Like some person like, yo, you're gonna be a cat lady, you're gonna die alone, or you're gonna be a serial dater. So what if she a serial dater? You might be one of the serial killers that knock her down, if that's what you want to do. So what's the issue? I don't really see the issue in, my problem with red pill, some content creators or some people of the mindset of red pill, right? It's just some, not all. I'm not going to put all of you in the same box. I'm not going to do that. But for some of you, y'all ain't getting no buns. You're not getting enough buns. You're not out really and about. And I say that respectfully as somebody who was once out and about, looking for love. Now I'm just being funny. Quote Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love. Like, you looking for love in all the wrong places. I'm being funny. I was looking for buns. Make no mistake about it. I was looking for buns. Not love. You know what I mean? That's an Eddie Murphy reference, and you looking for love in all the wrong places. DJ Skills 305, what's the word? We looking for buns. So if you looking for buns, right? Who cares if she, fit the stereotype or the criteria of something you may seen online under somebody's video that's talking about a certain chick? Does she look good? Is she clean? Is she, is she not crazy? She might be a single baby moms or what have you. Go get some buns. Go get some buns. Knock it down. I mean, you ain't got to really be going back and forth is what I'm saying online to win the battle of, that you was right. Because nobody cares. I mean, like, nobody cares. Everybody doing shit for views. And that's the last thing I'll point out about Kevin, you know what I mean? Although he talked to men the same way, most of his videos, all of his videos, obviously where he going at women is the videos that go viral or went viral. So he stayed on that train like a lot of people do now. I see young people that, started their channels after me on YouTube and on Instagram. Even though I never really use Instagram as like a channel of content. It's my personal page, so I push shit up about me. You know what I mean? But, people on Instagram, they come out, they adapt the wave, or they see an opening in the lane, and they jump in the lane and they stay in it. Now they popping, they monetize, they getting all the views. I don't know how much money they getting, how much people get off Instagram. I'm sure, it's based off view percentage, people that's interacting with you, etc. So, for instance, Trump, right? If you were a Trump supporter, if you come out with a page right now, and you bigging up Trump, you're not saying nothing negative that he's doing, or in your eyes, anything, that's not right. On some Mayor Adams shit, right? We in New York, I'm from New York, and we had the Knicks yesterday, right? They covered the spread barely, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm wearing the hat. Knicks in the building. You know what I mean? I got the Knicks, and I got them beating Detroit. But anyway, Mayor Adams, right? Since he got the case dismissed, he hasn't been coming out saying anything negative about Donald Trump. Cool. On the contrary, if you come out and you bigging up everything that he do, people gonna not like it, number one, because a lot of people don't like him, even though he got the popular vote, and people gonna comment on your page. So you'll come out with some posters about Donald Trump, and all of a sudden you may get 10, 15, likes or views or people commenting, and now that's helping your algorithm, it's helping your page. So my point is, Kevin Samuels, he was a smart guy. He recognized, like, damn, been talking to the men for X amount of years, giving them the business, just like how I'm doing women. But as soon as when I did this video that went viral of, the average at best, that shit went to the top. And now I got, Nicki Minaj and people wanting to tune in, and I'm hitting mainstream. I'm going to keep doing this shit. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel or do something different. I'm going to keep my integrity intact, but I'm going to go after women. Can't be mad at him for that, because a lot of people do that now. All of these, if you will, dating coaches, people that's, relationship gurus. All of a sudden, you're a relationship guru, and, you got a wife or you got a husband, So you on TikTok, you on, you know, Facebook or what have you. You on social media pushing your content in that vein. Even though we see movies and art sometimes imitate life or vice versa, where people don't even be together, but they, you know, they got a niche or they trying to build something. So it's like, hey, I be getting a certain amount of views on my channel, you be getting a certain amount of views on your channel. Let's collab. Let's say that we date each other. Let's say that we got married. Don't make no mistake. You know, social media is an unreal place in the sense that, you know, people that's really about it in the real life, as far as certain things, they may not be about it on social media. And people that's about it on social media may not be about that life in the, you know, in the real life. Or, you know, another thing is if it doesn't happen on social media, if I don't wish you happy birthday, if I'm not under your comments giving you best wishes or, you know, liking your pictures and your videos, then I don't rock with you in the real life. People be like, yeah, you don't like none of my videos, or, you know. So in that regards, social media is a fake place. But I would just say for the men, when we talking about Tracy Ellis Ross again, if you you know, if you subscribe to the red pill, or you on your journey, you doing what you got to do for you as a man, and nobody's coming to save you. We know this, right? We know this to be true. Ain't nobody coming to save you as a man. She come out like, listen, I fuck with young niggas. I got young niggas blowing my back out again. She never said what age, so why are you triggered? Why are you comparing it to, you know, Shannon Sharp or whatever the case? She never said 19, 18, 20, 21. She just said young. She just said, I could do it. That's why I'm doing it. Barack Obama, I guess, asked her over dinner, like, well, why are you fucking with young guys? But she's like, because I can. And, you know, you got to say, well, what younger man, you know what I mean? And when she say younger than me, I'm thinking 35, 32, 33, you know, she out there in LA or wherever she at. They knocking her down. They somewhere, some young nigga got her in the phone. Like, yo, I got Tracy Ellis Ross in my phone hitting me up to go do XYZ or what have you. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. That's not a flex that she said, and we know it's not a flex. So why do you have to even say anything about it? But I just thought that was interesting. Let's talk about this other shit, though. Let's talk about Little Kim, who I said is on the docket. She on the docket. Her ex, apparently. You know what I mean? I think I saved him. I believe I saved him. Did I save him, Little Kim? Damn, I don't think I saved him. Damn. Okay, let's do this real quick. Was it on the Shade Room page? I think it was. I wanted to get what he was saying. I thought I sent it to myself as one of the topics tonight. Give me 1 second though. Little Kim. I'm actually not on the Shade Room. This is I'm on the neighborhood. Little Kim, where you at? All right, let's go to the Shade Room. I'm sure they got it or somebody like that. Shade Room, where you at? Shade Room, there we go. Shade Room. You know, I have seen this shit somewhere. If not, I'm just gonna have to freestyle and tell y'all what he was saying. Even though I thought I did save it. Alright, so I don't got it, but anyway, let's get right to it. When I edit the video, y'all know Friday night, I do a lot of topics, then I'll break the topics up for the people that don't catch my show. I could have swore I saved this shit, man. Yeah. Anyway, Little Kim, boyfriend, ex, if you will, right? He came out and he was pretty much basically complaining about how she 52 blocking him on his journey of being an artist and going platinum and, you know, letting everybody hear the music because he's the next guy, allegedly. I haven't heard nothing from him, but maybe that's why. I could have sworn I sent this shit to myself first. And he mad. He big mad. He like, yo, she violated. She ain't you know, do what she said she was gonna do. She holding my music back. And I said, all right, cool. Maybe she is doing that. Maybe she is, you know, holding your music back. But he claimed that she's violating the contract, you know, the contract that they signed. He in the video that I'm talking about that I seen, he like, yo, you know, my lawyer told me not to sign the contract. So that's your first mistake. You didn't listen to your lawyer. You was caught up in the wave. And you know, his lawyer like, yo, don't sign the contract. He said in the video that I can't find right now that he signed the contract anyway. He was like, fuck it, I trusted her. Cool, you was dealing with her. You trusted her. That was a mistake. And we know that, you know, it's not just black folks, even though I would say it's more prevalent, you know, than with blacks as far as doing business with other blacks. You know, we because of, you know, family, they say don't do business with your family because, you know, they're gonna fuck you over. And that could be true. But a lot of times it keeps us from actually doing business with our family, with people that's in our circle, people we could touch, people that we actually could do business with, right? So, you know, I guess he trusted her because he was popping her. And I believe he's 23. Let me try this right here. Let me just go to Google and see if we can get it with Google. Little Kim's ex online complaining about contractual issues. Let's see if we can get something. Here we go. Let's try right here. Yeah, okay, cool. It was on the shade, on the name.
We're supposed to admire each other as artists, right? And this the reason. And this the reason why you mad at me, bro? Cause I came out with a beautiful blessing baby boy.
Okay, cool.
Huh? Do all of that to me? Mind you, there's some shit I'd never say to Kim because there's a line I won't cross. I'll be honest, but I'll never cross that line. Okay. You niggas known her for years. For years. Ain't never said shit.
About what though?
Y'all despicable. Don't come in my DMs with this dumb ass shit. Y'all niggas despicable. I said this shit to y'all in LA. It was real shit. Everything I say is from the motherfucking heart. Okay. I ain't never been a weirdo, bro.
Cool. Yeah,
mind you, this supposed to be about me. She fucking signed me. Some shit went wrong that she didn't like that had nothing to do with the music. I never disrespected her. No way in terms of business. I signed the contract. My lawyer told me not to sign the contract. I still signed the contract because I trusted her. And I was like, fuck it.
Wow.
And then shit went wrong. She stopped communicating with me. And then a couple months later, I'm like, okay, well, it ain't gonna stop me from dropping music. I'm an artist. I want to drop music. Okay. And then no communication. Now she want to take my music down, bro? Fuck out of here. We're here with this whole nigga had a baby on somebody, bro. Nobody had a baby on nobody, bro. Nobody was dating together. None of that, my nigga. That shit wasn't real, my nigga.
That's what the women were saying in the comments. So I guess he's
that shit was not real.
I guess he's addressing it.
That shit was not my idea. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
And I ain't say shit either. The whole fucking time I ain't say shit. Like niggas was fucking you fucking over there with, you know, getting groped up by another nigga. I ain't say shit.
Oh, okay.
Cause I don't care.
I guess she was dealing with another nigga. So the amount of BouT put me through, I guess this bitch put me through. He put in some texts up. I won't get into it. I just wanted to find a post that, you know, that I was referencing. And the thing is, homie, I don't even know his name, young brother, guess he 22, 23, 24, 25, somewhere along those lines, you know what I mean? He a grown man. Not grown like me, but still, you a young man, but you still know right from wrong, you still know, you know, what it is. I'll just say it like that for the people that, you know, when Michelle Drea, whatever her name is, with Jalen Green, got pregnant by him, and some people was like it's grooming. It was looked at as a little negative from men's perspective, even though women, with their perspective, they was like, this nigga's a whole grown man. He got 123 million, or he's a $100 million man. He grown. He 23. He 20. You know what I mean? And I think of the boys I helped raise. You know what I'm saying? And the ages that they became, their full maturity, or, the ages that they were still finding themselves, etc. And even as grown adults, women and men, you could be in your 30s still trying to figure it out. You could be in your 40s still trying to figure it out. So let's not, but I get it. That's the women argument. That's they push back on the brothers. That's like, yo, y'all ain't gonna say nothing to her. You saying something about, Marcus Houston. Why you ain't saying nothing about her? But okay, cool. He is a grown man. He supposed to know better. Even though he don't know better, he supposed to listen to his lawyer. His lawyer like, listen, bro, don't sign that contract. He still signed the contract. Now I get it. He had a baby, even though I didn't see this earlier. The third slide, which was him saying, I let people talk and say, I had a baby on. Like, we wasn't together. So I never had no babies on, because that's what some women were saying. Like, yo, he had a baby on her, so that's what he get. How is that what he gets when the contract says XYZ? The contract says, I'm signed to you, I got to do a certain amount of albums, or, whatever the legality is of the contract. You're going to perform, I'm going to get a certain amount of money off you, you're going to go on tour, or what have you, or we're going to release a certain amount of videos, etc. That's what the contract says. I'm honoring the contract by keeping up my part of the deal. You not honoring the contract by being in your feelings, by being mad, according to him. We haven't heard Lil' Kim speak, so we don't know. So I find it interesting that, these situations keep arising where it's a older woman, younger man, older man, younger woman, the different viewpoints under these certain comments and these posters of these various situations. And, in the real life, as I like to say, not on social media, but in the real life, he was supposed to just have fun with it, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Lil' Kim, we get it. That's the queen bee, and I fuck with her. Like, you know what I mean? What? Like, I used to get thrills on her. Then you throw, you know what I mean? Like, anything you can name her, queen bee, you know what I mean? Like, came in this game on some modeling shit, and, I fuck with Lil' Kim. Obviously, the protege of Big, you from that era. She was the queen of, the first lady of Junior Mafia. And Big, put on for her, helped her, wrote her rhymes, or showed her how to rhyme, etc. She got a lot of hits, you know what I mean? We rock with her. But what we don't rock with is her personal choices, mind you, for getting the face done, doing the surgeries, doing shit like that. If you ask her, if you take a poll, yeah, kid, if you take a poll of a lot of men will be like, yo, before the surgeries, Lil' Kim looked official. She was gorgeous. She was beautiful. She was, attractive. She was a looker. You know what I'm saying? In her mind, maybe she wasn't. Women that don't want to take accountability, they'll be like, yeah, men like y'all, or men, they made her, get surgery, or they made her do XYZ, and so from there she did what she did. She got addicted to it, possibly. She got open off doing it, and once you do one little thing, you're probably gonna go do some other shit. You see the white broads or whoever, Hollywood, you get caught up, you get your nose done, you think it look good, you get your teeth done, you get your eyebrows done, you get Botox. Before you know it, you looking like Cher. And Cher, I believe, is in her 70s, late 70s. All type of face surgeries done. You looking like The Mask, the movie she actually played in. The Mask, when homie had the fucked up face. So a lot of guys, we look at Lil' Kim and we love Lil' Kim. We like, yo, Lil' Kim was fire. Especially back in the Junior Mafia days. And now as she, got older and became who she became, we like, damn, she shouldn't have did that. I'm saying she shouldn't have did it. She did it, so we don't agree with that, right? That shows, that nothing wrong with you mentally. Like, you ain't retarded, you ain't, slow or mental challenged, but I say it like this, bro. This is my stance. I'm going to stay on it. Great fire on the check-in. On Instagram, we live on Instagram, we live on YouTube. I'm going to say it like this. This may not sit well with a lot of people, but it is what it is. This is my feelings, this is my thoughts, these are my opinions, and that's why you rocking with me. Or at least that's why you tuning in. If you believe in God, if you don't, right? I believe in the Most High. I believe He don't make no mistakes. I believe He is the best author of doing things. Meaning He created us, He crafted us inside the womb and all that. There's no need for you to come out and do some shit to fix what He gave you. When you do it, you run the risk of, it might look better to some, or, you know, in your mind, the person that's doing it, it might look better. But you might fuck yourself up, and then you got to go back. You know, you see people that, you know, get multiple things done or even die on a surgery table trying to enhance themselves. Mommy makeovers. Can't think of her name, but you know, young DC, young fly DC, his wife. I can't think of her name, but we talked about her and multiple other women. You know what I mean? That go to these different countries, do shit. Little Kim did shit, and a lot of men would say she ain't need to do it, but she did it. So I point that out to say, not really a lot of great decision making. You know what I mean? Or some would say, when you're going back, you're trying to, so you're dealing with a young nigga on some Keisha Cole shit, on some Dre, you know, Michelle Dre or Drea Michelle, or whatever, you know what I mean? You're on some, what's the other chick? Bernice Burgess dealing with Jaylen Brown, right? He was fucking with her for a little minute, popped her, and then sent her on her way. She still looked good, and she looked better than a lot of young women, you know what I mean? Even though she competing to stay young and stay relevant, you know, I know she got a business, she an entrepreneur. Just pointing this out to say, when women do it, it's not really looked at as nasty work, weird, grooming. Sometimes you see a woman, a comment or two, but it's rare. When you go in these comment sections, under the shade room, under the neighborhood, etc., you see women bigging up or saying this nigga was grown. Jalen Green is grown. He not grown. I mean, he grown, but he not grown. He playing in the NBA. He gonna be a $300 million man contract. Or he gonna be a $300 million man. Some bionic man shit. But I raised kids. Like I said, I was young. I know at certain ages, as a man, you still ain't, you know, reach your full maturity yet. So you could be played just like a woman. A woman could be played too. Even though you can have a baby, you could be on Gag Queens, as we spoke about earlier, with Shannon Sharp and the 19-year-old. You know, you still ain't really all there. Even though you may learn some shit about the earth and how life is, you ain't got it all. So for this gentleman, I don't know his name. I just know him as Little Kim X. I heard what I typed in, and that's what came up. You wasn't supposed to sign no contracts, my guy. You wasn't supposed to let her be in control over you. I get it. She Little Kim, she the queen bee. You probably looked at her in awe at first. You know, you popping her. She doing whatever, you know, sexually, I guess. Whatever she doing at 50. You know what I mean? At 50. You know what I mean? You 23, 24, 25. I wonder how the box is that you had to use a lot of lube, or, you know, what was the case? Menopause is happening at that time, and, you know, Monique, you know, the videos popping up about Shannon Sharp, and, you know, him not needing a 26-year-old, 36-year-old, but somebody at his age, they got menopause. Sure they going through some things. So, you know what I mean? Like, for the young brother, end up having a baby. Lil' Kim probably want to have no babies, or can't at her age, right? So, you know, he just fumbled. He miscalculated his trust for her, because now she in control of his music. She took it down. I don't know where it was, and I never even heard of him. I know, you know, I did a brief show on it. I guess when Keisha Coles was dealing with the young nigga, and when Little Kim was, they both at the same time, you know, dealing with the inconsistencies of men dealing with younger women and older women dealing with younger men, right? I didn't know who he was. We only know him because of Little Kim. You ain't making a name for yourself. You ain't doing them for yourself yet. And although you're trying to be the next guy, his music might be fire. I don't know. I'm just saying I never, you know, heard his music. Why did you trust her? Because she was Little Kim? Because you was popping her? You hired a lawyer for a reason. Your lawyer told you don't do it. You did it anyway. You didn't listen. You went on your own judgment, and your judgment was bad for you. It fucks you over. Because now you don't got no music out. You gotta not crash out people like he crashing out. I don't think he crashing out. I just think, you know, he telling this side of the story. Like, yo, I'll try to have my music up on Dat Piff, if that's still a thing. You know, World Star or Tidal or Apple Music or what have you. And, you know, she took it down. Because she owned the rights to my music, to my shit. I'm an artist. I wanted to put music out. You still can put music out now. You just, you know, you just got to do it on your own. You know what I mean? You don't got to worry about her putting your music out. You can put your own music out. That's what you messed up where you trusted her and you didn't listen to your lawyers. You know what I mean? Was there visuals? Razor Visuals? I probably said that wrong. What's up, my guy? You fucked up. You're supposed to listen to your lawyers. Listen to the people that you pay. And you know what a lot of young people do, or a lot of people in general, you think you know, but you don't know. You think you know better than the lawyer, like you hired the lawyer, or however the lawyer was in your corner, he was trying to put you up on game. Like, yo, don't sign it. And once he say, yo, I signed it anyway, I ain't give a fuck, I trusted you. Come on, bro. What Tribe Called Quest say? Industry rule number 4080, record company ladies are shady, like shady, bro. It's shady business. Even though you was knocking her down, she had you as a young nigga on her arm as eye candy for her. You know what I mean? It's eye candy for her, make no mistake about it. You still, you know, you come out on the wrong side of it. So it's just we gotta make better decisions when it comes to the music business. You know, you need to it is the music business for a reason. It's not just you know, record freestyles. That's why Big said I never really freestyle, or you know, it's contracts, and you hear the Jewels, or you know, the plethora of people in the business. The Jim Joneses saying, you know, I learned from Cam. That's why, you know, he ain't say Cam name, but he was insinuating. That's why I did Max B Dirty. You know, and XYZ, I learned from, you know, even I seen one video that say Puff learned from, you know, the people that brought him in. That's why he was doing what he was doing. Now, whether that's right or wrong, or you know, whether it's true or not, still, it's a business. And so if you're not hip to the business, if you don't know how the business works, if you don't know the intricate parts of the business, then you probably shouldn't be in the business. You probably should pick up a book, go to YouTube, talk to some people that have been in the game for a little while, that know the business, so that you don't get jammed up. A lot of people get jammed up. They don't read the contract, you know, the TLCs, obviously, you know, that's their older group. And they're like, yo, they records sold millions. They sold millions of records with I don't want no scrub. Scrub is about it, can't get no money. They sold millions. Waterfalls, don't go chasing waterfalls. Toni Braxton, I don't know if she was on Oprah show or whose show she was on, but they got gaffled. They got because they didn't know the business. They wasn't up on the business side of the music business. Have to be up on the music biz, folks. Otherwise, the vultures, the scavengers, the scum of the earth, scumbag people, the culture vultures, they'll get you. They'll take you for what you got. They'll steal your ideas. They'll steal your songs. You know, you think you going to lay down a reference track in the studio with somebody that's big, and Drake could take your shit. I'm just throwing him out there. I'm not saying he did this, but they'll take your shit. And you'll be like Quentin Miller or somebody like, yo, I wrote this song, or I didn't get no credits, or what have you. You know, what happened? What happened is it's the music business. Your business wasn't right, so they got you. That's what happens. That's the reality. Get your business right, folks. I won't even really dwell too much on, you know, him being young, the baby, as he said. They wasn't even together. You know what I mean? They wasn't even together. One more quick topic, and then we out of here. We out of here. This topic is coming from TikTok, unfortunately. So in Guyana, I believe, right? On TikTok, I'm on TikTok, but not like really like that no more. Anyway,
rose up early this morning to the sounds of
Unbelievable news, right? No, actually, I don't want to hear that song. I want to just,
This girl was not in this pool. She was not in here. We check in this pool. The girl was not in there this morning when we come here. We went in this place. This girl was not in here. The girl was not in there, boy. What the fuck?
crazy.
Them put this girl in this pool, boy. The fucking girl went in there. We went in there, go from, boy.
Crazy. So what y'all watching or what y'all witnessing is a hotel out in Guyana, right? A hotel out in Guyana had a pool party or what have you. They was celebrating, doing them. An 11-year-old girl was there, which is crazy to me, right? The bag man, what's the word? 11-year-old girl was there at night at the pool party. I don't know if her parents was there or if they in the hotel or however it goes. But long story short, we're going to talk a little NBA and then we out of here. We have been on for almost like 2 hours. What time is it? Not really. Like an hour and 30 minutes. We've been on. So the young girl, 11 years old, which is unfortunate. We see a lot of this in today's times where young babies, young kids, they get killed, right? Unfortunately. The next day or whatever, she was found in the pool, even though she wasn't in the pool. You know, I guess they got the guy, or the guy that ended up doing her dirty, raping her and all that. My thing, they set the hotel on fire. They caused a big ruckus, and that's cool. You know what I mean? But my thing is, where was the parents? Where was the responsible adults while she was at an adult event? Pool party, people drinking. She the only 11-year-old there. You don't look like you're an adult. You don't look like you're supposed to be there. Where was the parents? Where was the mother? Where was the father? And we see parents crying now. That's the body taken out. It's just unfortunate, people. It's unfortunate to say, like, 11-year-old, why was you there? Where was your parents at? Where was the supervision? Where was the adults of the event in the hotel in Guyana? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it now. You set the hotel on fire. You actually catch the guy, you catch him. You do him dirty or whatever. I guess they beat him up real bad. He posted, he's locked up now, etc. Obviously it's not America, so it's different laws and rules and, regulations, what's acceptable, what's not. My only thing, obviously, after feeling sad and feeling like, damn, you know what I mean? It's not, Cam saying, I often play on the channel and say, to quote Cam from Paid in Full when he was quoting Alpo, like, niggas die every day, B, which niggas do die every day. So we get immune to it, we get numb to it. But what we also get numb and immune to is babies dying every day. Babies being taken advantage of. And, I often say on the channel that, it's not black women that's the most unprotected, even though some may argue, give me some pushback, like, nah, woo, this happened, so they all, Malcolm X, that's who they quote, because I believe he's the first one to have put that out in the atmosphere, and this is back in, his time, in the 60s, right? And maybe that was true. But it's not true now, and it's not true now because if you're the most unprotected, you wouldn't be doing the most. People that's the most unprotected or, you're the lowest on the totem pole, you ain't, stealing cars and doing, just like the multiple plethora of videos that we see of, black women just doing the most. And I often say, yeah, it's not them, it's the kids. It's the kids that suffer because, the moms is crying, rightfully so. I'm not saying she shouldn't feel guilt or she shouldn't feel, devastated, I should say, that your 11-year-old died in the pool, was raped and all that by a whole grown man, and was done dirty and then tossed in the water like you drowned in the pool. Like, nah, you didn't drown in the pool. He tossed you in the pool after he did what he did. But where was you at, mommy, daddy, uncle, cousin? Like the people that's partying, you drinking your Guinness Scout, or you drinking and doing whatever you doing. I'm thinking, like, for me personally, you may assume that the person, the 11-year-old girl parent is dead. But after a while, you know what I mean? You probably gonna be like, yeah, who's she with? You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna ask somebody, like, or even ask her, like, hey, you in the hotel, you lost. People is gyrating, we having fun, we doing us. What you doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, for a person that's of a high moral, you're not a scumbag, you're not a predator. You know what I mean? You a right sounding minded person, adult, a man or a woman. You would want to ask, like, well, what you doing here? How did you get here? Why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, who is Gamora? Why is Gamora? You know what I mean? On some end game shit. And then, for them to, now you want to set the hotel on fire, you want to burn it down, you want to protest, so to speak. I get it. You mad, you upset. It happened on your watch. That's why you mad. Because it happened on your watch. We can't, if we get so desensitized, that's what I really want to just end, the show on. That we get so desensitized where we can't even, look out for the kids, then we lost. The children are the future. That's not just a Whitney Houston saying. You know what I mean? Like, the kids we gonna die out, and the kids will be the future, of the planet Earth. You know what I mean? Those who here. We gotta protect the kids, man. We gotta protect the kids, boys and little girls. We have to, otherwise, we do them a disservice. Real quick though, before we get out of here, I know the NBA playoffs is in full effect right now. I gave y'all who I thought was going to get to the championship. I haven't been doing NBA pick'em videos because it's like I did my show on who I think gonna win the series and who gonna win. So I haven't, like, every day done the video. But anyway, look like Cleveland is gonna cruise. It looked like Boston, even though they lost tonight, they probably gonna win the series. The Clippers up 2-1. They look like they're going to win the series. We had the Clippers. OKC, obviously. No John Morant. Jimmy Butler fell down and hurt himself. A lot of bad spills, if you ask me. Like, never wish a player to get hurt. But Milwaukee won tonight. We had them beating Indiana, although Indiana did win the first 2 games. And, you got, whether it's a rival or not a rival, with Halliburton, Dame going at each other, etc. I think it makes for good basketball. That's why Indiana, they won tonight. They clean tonight. I mean, the Bucks won tonight, but the Lakers lost tonight. Lakers lost by 12. Boston lost by 2. And the Bucks won by 16. They won 117 to 101. I knew the Bucks was going to win tonight. I just didn't see them losing 0-3 to Indiana. Indiana is a good team, but last year, let's be honest, if we being clear, I'm a New York fan. I got the New York hat on, but I don't bet my money with New York on some fan shit. I bet who I think can win. I tell y'all when I do my shows on sports or NBA, who I think is going to win. Not who I like, not who I'm rooting for. So let's just be clear, in case you're not familiar with my content. But I said Indiana, although they got a good team last year, a lot of people that they played, including my New York Knicks, wasn't full strength. They was hurt. Cleveland, no Donovan Mitchell, I believe. The Knicks they played, and Bucks, no Giannis. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, you got to prove it to me this year. Not saying that they're not going to prove it, but I had the Bucks. So the Bucks won. I think that series might go 7. Lakers lost tonight. That's probably going to go 7. I got the Lakers winning. So, Jimmy Butler, he hurt himself. He might be back. He might not. He might miss a game or 2. But so far, I still think we still looking good as far as the NBA. I got the Lakers in Boston in the finals. That's who I got. I think that's what the NBA want. I think that's what they'll get for the ratings, for the views. Luka going against Boston again for the second year in a row, but with the Lakers this time with LeBron. LeBron trying to get his fifth. And we'll see how it plays out, though. That's what I got for y'all tonight. Let me know, let me know who y'all like. Let me know who you taking, but y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid.